Hi, welcome to the channel. This is Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty, where we go beyond I'm fine to tell you how we're really feeling. This is a Slimming World recipe. Now, this isn't a recipe from any of the books or anything. This is something that me and Rufus have put together basically because we really enjoy this particular meal. So today's recipe is a burrito bowl. Let's just get cooking, shall we? For this recipe, you will need 500 grams of turkey breast mince. This is the 2% extra lean breast mince. We get this in Aldi. Really low fat, really yummy. We've got a courgette, there are 2 courgettes finely diced, 2 peppers finely diced, a red onion finely diced. These are a couple of the little sweet peppers, you know, the little mini sweet peppers, again, finely diced. A load of mushrooms, just chopped. We've also got some chopped tomatoes, some new potatoes there. There will also be salad leaves and things to go with this. And then the spices, this is a kind of homemade fajita mix type thing. It's got some paprika, it's got some garlic powders, or garlic granules, some onion granules, it's got some ground mixed spice, it's got some ground coriander, it's also got some medium to hot chili in there. So yeah, lots and lots of different spices that should come together really nicely. Also there's some dried, what was it, dried basil, I think. Was it basil? I think so. So yeah, that should be nice. Obviously, as well as that, you're going to need your fry light or your 1-calorie sprays. This is the garlic fry light, and we've also got some of the sunflower spray as well. This is just the standard one from Aldi. The spray light version is pretty much the same thing, it's just a little bit cheaper. Okay, so we'll put the gas on, and then just going to use the 1-calorie garlic oil fry light. I really like this one. It's really quite nice and garlicky. Now, this frying pan, or this pan, actually used to be really good non-stick, but over the couple of years that we've had it, it's actually no longer as good non-stick. Things tend to get stuck a little bit. So I have to use a bit more oil than I would normally like, a few more sprays in there than I would normally like. But again, if you need to, just count 1 spray or 1 syn for all of your oil you're going to be using in this entire recipe. Anyway, let's go on. So we're going to put the onions, I'm going to put most of the onion in the pan, so keeping a little bit back for the actual salad itself. So as you can see, there's still sort of like about 1/3 of the onion left. And then using my silicone spatula, just keep that onion sort of turning. And we don't want to caramelise the onion. All I want to do is just cook it so it just starts to go a little bit translucent. I love the smell of onion and garlic cooking together. Absolutely gorgeous. So now I'm just going to put in the tomatoes. And the reason I'm doing that is I want to actually reduce the tomatoes juice down a little bit and just cook it through with the onion, because I'm going to put that back in a second. So again, all I'm doing is stirring that around. Just want to reduce that down a little bit. So full disclosure, we didn't actually have any tins of chopped tomatoes left. I thought we did. So this is actually just a peeled plum tomato tin that I've drained and then chopped just using a knife, just to get that same effect. So I don't want it to be too wet. So that's probably about right. So again, because it's quite a high heat, I'm trying to be really quick on this. And I'm just going to pour that back into the bowl. And I'll be using that in a minute. So there we go. Just put a little bit more in, and then I'm going to put the turkey mince in. Now, the way I do it is just bung that whole thing in, and then take my spatula and use that to break it up. You can use other mince, you can use steak mince. We've got some 5% or less lean steak mince in the freezer, which we'll either use for burgers or we could use for this again in the week. So all I'm doing with this is keep chopping it nice and finely with the side of the spatula, and then just turning it in the pan, just keeping it kind of cooking over. And then what I'm going to do now is add in the spices. So this whole mixed spice thing, all of this is going in at this point. So the garlic, the onion, the paprika, coriander, the basil, all of that. Now you'll see, because we've not used any major oil in this pan, it's a very dry pan. So this just kind of coats the turkey as it's cooking. And what I want to do is to basically keep this a fairly dry mix and mainly cook the turkey off before I add this tomato and onion back into it, and then kind of reduce it down. So there you go, as you can see there, most of that turkey has now sort of mainly cooked through. There's a few bits that just still need to cook through, but the cooking time's not done yet, so that's fine. The smell is absolutely yummy now, because obviously you've got those dried herbs hitting that mix, hitting that heat. So now I'm adding in the courgettes and the peppers, just in like so. And also I'm going to add the mushrooms in here as well. And then what I will do is add a couple more squirts of the fry light, and then I will just keep that turning over. So as I say, this is going to be quite a large portion. It's probably going to be enough here for us to put some in for our dinner today, and then put some into a bowl to have either as supper or to have tomorrow for lunch. So yeah, so now at this point, again, I'm just incorporating those other ingredients in with that meat. There's tons and tons of speed food in here, as you can see. So it's super, super healthy. And all of those spices individually are free on Slimming World, whereas if you buy a fajita mix, then you have to syn that mix, whereas the actual individual spices basically just means it's free. So it's not a tweak, it is just using sort of Slimming World's own rules, but it's using it in a way that benefits us. So I've just turned down the heat just to let all of those mushrooms, peppers and courgettes just cook together with that mince, and just to kind of warm through and cook through a little bit. I will add in the tomatoes, which are just here, tomato and onions, in a second. Say if you don't have a herb knife, one of these sort of curved knives, you can put them into like a little hand blender or something, unless you're really good with a sharp knife. I am crap with chopping, as you saw with those salad onions. I really struggle because of my fibro with my hands. So for me, this is the only way that I can do this. Otherwise it means Rufus has to literally chop everything that we cook, because I can't use the knives very well because of my hands, unfortunately. So, oh, see, and even then, look, everything goes everywhere. But you just want to get this kind of fairly finely chopped. It doesn't have to be too fine, because it's just going into a potato salad. So, yeah, don't worry about it too much. That should probably be about right there. There you go, just kind of making those much smaller. And then we are putting in the Brownwell's Lighter Than Light mayonnaise. This is from Aldi's, and this is 9 calories per tablespoon, so half a syn per tablespoon. So 1, 2, 3, 4, so about 4 tablespoons of mayonnaise, and then all of those herbs that we chopped. So all I'm then doing is mixing together, there we go, look, just loosely mixing together the potatoes those 2 tablespoons, or 4 tablespoons I should say, of mayonnaise is absolutely more than enough, not just for the potato salad, but also for the actual sort of salad mix itself. Okay, so there we go. So that's pretty much that done. And then literally, there you go. You've got your salad ready for your dinner. Now, let's get another clean pot. So what am I going to do with this? I am literally going to put half of this into the other pot. So just like that. There you go. Oh, put a few more. Trying to get it kind of even so that it looks pretty much the same. Maybe a few more of the chopped bits in this one, a few more leaves in that one. There you go. So that there becomes our burrito bowl. That's right, we're actually using these tubs to eat out of. Now there is a reason for that. It's because it feels like a takeaway. So put some of the potatoes in each one. It really does feel like you're eating like a takeaway dinner. But obviously, rather than using sort of the sort of paper ones that quite often the burrito bowls come with, it just makes more sense to use these reusable sort of tubs. In fact, go on, we'll use all the potatoes. This is our, I'd say our main meal, but this is our sort of, this and our pudding is kind of all me and Rufus tend to eat during the daytime. We don't tend to eat a lot of breakfast or anything. So that is quite a bit of potato salad there. But that is good. So there we go. So that's what our sort of salad and potatoes look like. If you haven't tried a homemade potato salad with mint and coriander, I can totally recommend it. It's absolutely delicious. Now what's left to do is to turn the mix over and just to add that into the salad bowl basically. So I'm just using a ladle and just putting a spoon of that on top. Like so. So there you go, 2 spoons of that, and that looks absolutely delicious. I'll do the same for me. There you go. Now you can use, as I say, you can use other mints and things. Sometimes I will add in some grated cheese into this, so part of your healthy extra into the meat mix, just so that it absolutely kind of helps it all to sort of come together and stick. But today I haven't done that. But there you go. That is the finished meal. All that's left is to add a spoon or a fork. So there you go. One for Rufus, one for me. And that is our dinner. So there you go. That is how easy it is. In total, there is probably, what we'll say, a syn and a half for the fry light, because I had to use quite a few sprays because of the pan, and 2 syns for the lighter than light mayonnaise. So in total, in this entire dinner, is 3.5 syns. Now, as you can see, there's enough for us, and there's also quite a bit left over. So I would probably say each meal here is maybe a syn and a half, and I don't think that that is too bad. So there you go, that's today's recipe. It is a burrito bowl. Looks a bit like you get from a takeaway, and it is absolutely delicious. I'm going to go and enjoy that now. Don't forget, if you haven't already, please do hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so that YouTube notifies you each and every time we upload a video. We've also got a series on this channel called Will It Soup, where we take a regular meal and ask the question, will it soup? So do check that out. I'll put a link up in the corner for that. Don't forget, we are back on Slimming World, so there'll be lots and lots of Slimming World content coming your way over the weeks and months to come as we continue on our journey. I'll put a link up in the corner as well to my other channel, which is the Witchy channel. I do live streams over there and a Witchy Wednesday. But for now, that is it, everybody. I'm going to go and enjoy this delicious dinner. And as we always say, stay you, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time. Happy slimming!